Hi guys! So, welcome to my first video. I am planning to do nail art tutorials. Of course there'll be a little money saving tips and tricks because I'm a cheapskate. But this is going to be the first one. And I've already pre-prepped one of the nails, but I will show you how to do the ombre on one of the shorter nails. This is the Capalis brand I used. I use mostly that brand. Okay. It's just not really expensive, and it's good quality. It stays on the nails well. It's just all around a better quality nail brand than some of them I've used that charge twice as much. So I was having trouble with my ombres at first. So I went to a class and found this little trick. All that's in here is a little bit of water. Basic makeup sponge. But when you wet the sponge, it helps it a great deal. Helps prevent it from sucking up all the polish, wasting your polish. Because I don't know about you, but I find this stuff can be expensive. And you have to really work at an ombre. Those don't like to they don't like to go in all the way sometimes. As you can see. And I'm gonna work on this for a minute. Okay. Didn't take much more dabbing. But we're going to do the nail art on this one. So, money saving tip number 1. You see this? This is my color palette. It's no big deal. It is just a basic makeup palette. But I can use it to put my nail polish color on. And I use maybe 3 drops of nail polish color. And it saves me so much time just doing that. I think the nail polish, the palette cost me maybe $1. It wasn't real expensive. Ignore that. Okay. So I like to start at the bottom and work the major design in. Now swirls, I find a giant pain in the butt because I don't clean my brush off well enough, sometimes because I've cleaned it off too well, and it's not like pointed, it's like fanning out. There's a point where it gets perfect, and then you have to end up cleaning it again. I find that that's the way it is with most things. So, as you can see, not in focus is what you can see, it is definitely a learning experience doing this through a camera. But as you can see, I'm taking it one direction, and then once I get that established in there somewhat, I take it back the other direction. Now, some people like to use acrylic for their nail art colors when they do nail art. Personally, I think this is expensive. Probably not as expensive as what I like. I take cheap dollar store nail polish. My blacks, my whites, anything that I'm doing basic lines with. And I just use that. It's not going to be covering the whole nail. And what really matters is the base coat and top coat. Of course, the color coat does matter. But if you're just doing a basic, like, couple lines, things like this, not that big a deal. Now, we've got that curve in there. Go to the opposite side of the curve and work it over. I like to do the dots last. You can see. So we've got that line and those right there. And then some dots. So we take this side, if I can get a hold of it. And these are just basic tips. You can get them at the dollar store. I got mine in a pack of about 1,000 for $3 at Industry Source for all you licensed nail techs out there. And super cheap. Super simple. That's kind of my motto. If I can't get it cheap, I probably don't need it. And we just take that up there. Now, if this were on a real person, obviously, you'd be doing a lot of basic manicure setup, a lot of little things. Pushing back the cuticle, filing the nails, and you'd be making sure to clean around the free edge. But since this is on a really wonderful nail tip, don't gotta worry about that. Now, how I like to do my dots is, as you can see, I'm using my striper brush. Just put a little bit on, and I just quickly touch it to the nail plate. Nothing too heavy. And then if I want it, say, to be a little bit thicker, I just wiggle it around a little bit more. Maybe touch it a couple times to the nail plate. You can see the difference there. So like here in this one, you can see there's a difference in size. So I'll do the tight one, and then get that nice and deep. And then I think this side needs a couple of small ones. And there you have it. Then you just take a basic top coat. I recommend Emma. Beautiful. This brand, I always want to pronounce it Cuccio. I'm hoping I'm not sounding like I'm saying something nasty. I probably am. And top coat. Now, you would wait until it dries, obviously. And I thought it was dry when I did that, because that happens. This is why you wait until it dries. If that were on a real client, you would be starting over. So you can see it definitely looks different on a longer nail, too. So we'll try it on short nail. That, and it's much faster going with a short nail. Not as much space to work with, so not as much issue with time. Start at one corner, work your way up. Start at the other corner, work your way up. There's a slight curve in this one, so we do that, bring that up a little bit. Now on this side we do the U shape, again taking it from one side and then the other. It's a little thick, but oh well, not a big deal. Now if this were a real client, what I would do here is I'd take a little bit of the green. In fact, I'll show you. Put it down, because that is a little too thick. And lay the green down. And lay a little bit of the green down. I would be cleaning the brush really well in between. So black dot, and just tiny little dots. Let's see. There, and then you go up here, another dot, really tight one. And you're only holding it for a fraction of a second. Tiny, tiny, and then you hold this one for a whole second. Hold it for a whole second, a fraction of a second, and there you have it. Looks a lot better on a short nail too, I gotta say. And there we have the finished product, top coated and dried. Mostly dried, this one's not dried. As you can tell, I went back in and cleaned that one up while I had it paused. And that happens anyways. Yeah, I'm just taking that out of the circulation because it's a cursed nail. Has to be. So, I hope you liked my video. Like and subscribe. Bye.